Thanks for clicking on State of the City. My name is Todd Prafke. I hope to be your cordial host of State of the City. So whether you're checking us out on Facebook or our YouTube channel or on our website, we really appreciate you taking the time to hear a little bit more about what's going on in St. Peter. We hope this is informational and helpful to you as you live, work, or play in St. Peter. So I have a couple of main missions, one of which is to cover the workshop from October 17th, just a couple of days ago. Today's the 19th, but from October 17th. And so that workshop agenda looks kind of like this. And so you can see some of the items on there, and I'll cover those in a little bit. But I also want to make sure that you know that at the end, I'll have a few tidbits of things that are going on that I hope you find interesting and useful. So first to the workshop from just Monday night, you'll see a number of agenda items on there. So let me go through a couple of the big ones. First of all, the comp plan. You might have saw it on the agenda as being the comprehensive plan review. And so cities have a thing called a comp plan, and you go on our website and check it out. I'll give you our website address here in just a little bit, but you can go on our website and check out the last version. What we're working on now is the new version, which provides some tweaks and some changes. Not a lot, nothing too substantial, but certainly some updating of some of the data and some other information that we hope people will find useful. That comprehensive plan is, well, kind of just how it sounds. It's meant to be a plan related to what's the direction of the city, related to land use, related to our investment in infrastructure, related to our investment in businesses, related to our investment in parks and streets and all of those kind of things. So if you have a few minutes, you can click on our website and you can track it down. And certainly it's a long read. It's a pretty thick document, and there's lots of great maps that show future trail planning, future road planning, all that kind of stuff. So it can give you this kind of 50,000 foot view of what is being planned for the city. And so we're excited to continue to do those updates. We try and do those every 7 to 10 years or so, give or take a little bit. And so we're a little bit late on that timeline. We're kind of at the end of 10 years here, but we really anticipate that the council will take final action on that within the next couple meeting cycles or so. They had a few little tweaks that they wanted to make from their workshop on Monday night. And so once we get the document all put together and some of the maps really finalized and a few of those tweaks taken care of, it'll come back to them for action. And then you'll be able to see the new one on our website as well. So anyway, watch for that. One of the other items and kind of more important issues that we talked about, and actually we had some guests at our workshop to talk about the community center space RFPs. As you may recall, we sent out RFPs, requests for proposals, for folks that might want to rent space at the community center. There were some priorities and criteria set, and so we had 3 respondents for the space: Head Start, Kids Corner Childcare, which is already there, and St. Peter Community Childcare Center, which is already there. And so the council was going to evaluate and talked about those a little bit. The council really didn't give us additional direction. They wanted some more time to think about, and in the future on November 7th talk about it again. But this is really a critical issue, especially since all 3 of those folks, Head Start, Kids Corner, SPC3, are all interested in providing services to children and families, which has certainly been a focus and was one of the priorities that the council discussed when they sought proposals from these groups. So anyway, very cool stuff, very interesting stuff. I'd encourage you to go on our website and check out our workshop packet, and you'll be able to read exactly what we wrote and some of the data, and certainly some of the discussion questions that were posed to the council. And again, they didn't talk about a lot. They're going to talk about it more on the 7th, but a very important issue to those organizations and to families with young children within our community. The council also went through their human rights bias hate crime plan, and the goal of this discussion and the goal of this plan is to make sure that we can meet our statutory obligation if there's a bias or hate crime within St. Peter. And so the council made a few tweaks to that plan, but again, the overall goal was to make sure that everyone knew their role should we have to put that plan in place and execute that plan. So in the next week, you'll see the council take action to make those few modifications, and we're happy to have a plan in place. It's important to have a plan before an incident would occur. So, of course, we hope that there would never be an incident, but if there is one, we want to be prepared and be ready and show that we've been good stewards of your resources and good stewards of the community overall. The council also talked about a donation policy. Now, this is one that got discussed at a council meeting a couple of council meetings ago, and it really relates to park and the kind of changes they were looking to make related to donations and how donations must be approved through the Parks Board. So they made a few kind of tweaks to that to clarify for staff and for others how they want that to work. And again, you'll see those changes happen with the council in the next week or so. So watch for those. I don't think it's anything too dramatic or that the public necessarily needs to worry about. Maybe in the big picture it is about accountability, it's about responsibility, and it's help making sure that as groups or individuals make donations, they make donations that fit in line with the big picture plan related to parks, so that the parks aren't going this way and somebody makes a donation that makes us go a different direction. We want to be able to stick to the plan. And frankly, oftentimes when people want to donate money, they just want to know what will work with the current plan. And so we hope this helps give some additional direction or opportunity to make sure that we're kind of all on the same page. And after all, that's what I think you probably would expect. So that's kind of the workshop from just Monday night. Again, this is on our website if you want to see everything that we wrote to the City Council. There's a number of pages of documentation in there. So let me get to a couple of the tidbits. First of all, there's been a lot of discussion on the front page of the paper a week or two ago. There was discussion about the hospital. And if you don't know, you should know that the Hospital Commission and the City Council continue to talk about expansion of the hospital. We've kind of gone from bust to boom over the last 2 or 3 years. And so it's an exciting time at River's Edge Hospital. The care is fantastic. Many of you have used services there, whether it's urgent care or emergency room or orthopedics or eye doctor, all kinds of different things are going on there. But one of the things that the commission has decided to do, and the council has been very supportive of this, is that the council or the commission commissioned a financial projection and a financial study of, so if we need to make this amount of improvements, 5 million, 9 million, 2 million, 10 million, whatever the number is, can the hospital sustain making the payments, paying the debt service on this thing? And so the commission commissioned a study with Quorum Health Resources, and they're nationally known. You can check them out. And so here's a copy of the study. And so here's kind of what the study said. The study said, you know what, we're taking a look at your finances. You're doing great. We're so happy that you're doing great. And oh, by the way, based on the makeup, the kind of services that you provide, and the nature of the folks that you provide services to, so a lot of people that have Medicare, a lot of people that have insurance, here's what you can expect to happen, and here's how you can expect to pay back 2 million, 5 million, 10 million or more dollars, depending on the level of expansion that the commission and the hospital move forward, if they move forward any expansion at all. One of the reasons, and I think it's a really important to talk about, this is not just about money and whether the projection says we can do it. And oh, by the way, this won't be the only one that gets done. There'll be one that's at an even higher level of detail, more than likely in the future. You know, it's kind of a process, right? And you go through and you funnel down to more specifics. So there'll be another study in the future. But I guess my point is that it's not just about the money. It's not just whether we can do it. It's whether we should do it. And to that end, I'm very happy that the commission will continue to discuss what the focus is or what their goals are. And I know one of the goals that the commission is very concerned about, that it feels like we're falling short on, is so much of the work that's going on at the hospital now relates to orthopedics, and that is fantastic, and frankly it helps pay the bills, so we're happy about that. It helps provide some of those extra dollars for emergency room and all those things that are really vital things within our community. But we are missing the boat now on some of the things, some of the services that we really want to see provided within our community, within the St. Peter area. So it's not just about, do we have the money to be able to do it? It's that if we do it, will we be able to provide those services that are really needed within our community, that are important to you and to me and to maybe your mother or your father who needs services in the future, and our kids. And so if we are buying something, are we buying something that allows us to meet our mission, that allows us to meet our goals? So again, not just the dollars, can we, should we, and if we should, are we going to be spending money for things that really drive opportunity for additional services within our community? And I think that's really the best way to look at it. The hospital isn't an ends to a means. It really is an ends to the means of providing healthcare services to folks that live within our community. So we're excited about kind of this process and about the opportunity to think about it, and really excited that we're a long way from 2 or 3 or 4 years ago where we weren't in a positive financial position. We had money, certainly, but we weren't making money. We weren't profitable at that point. And so it's so great to be able to say that we're profitable now, that things are going well, and that we have great opportunities to explore and think about how we provide services within our community. Whew. Really important one. So watch for more of this kind of information about River's Edge Hospital into the future, promoting urgent care there too for just a second. I want to mention that leaf collection is going on October 24th. We have leaf collection that starts. We're starting on the south end of town this year, moving our way north. We kind of flop that every other year, so watch for that October 24th. Again, don't put your leaves on the street. Put them on your boulevard, in your boulevard, not on the street, in your boulevard. I also want to mention the hot sheet. There's our hot sheet is our weekly electronic newsletter. You can sign up to have it emailed to you. You can catch it on our website. This week there's a lot of fantastic stuff about Halloween safety, and so watch for that. We really appreciate folks that read that or take the time to take a look at that. We always have a lot of great information in there. Along with Halloween safety, I will mention that the normal workshop that would occur on October 31st has been canceled, so there will not be a workshop on October 31st. Cal, a couple other things. You probably knew this. If you didn't, I don't know where you've been. There's an election going on November 8th. So if you have questions, there's a number of websites that you can go to find out where you vote here in St. Peter. And so let us know if you need some help. You can certainly give us a call. We'll be happy to tell you where you vote. We always take great pride in the number or the percentage of eligible voters that vote in St. Peter. So help make us one of those communities in Minnesota that's at the top of the heap for number of folks voting as compared to those registered. We always love to see that. And I have to give a shout out to our election judges. I don't care what anybody says running in any election, and I don't want to be too political, but those election judges do a fantastic job. They are the keepers of democracy within our community, within our county, within our state, and within our nation. And the elections here, folks have great training. They understand the importance of this. They are conducted in a very transparent, above board, fantastic way. And you know election judges. I'm sure you know some election judges from St. Peter, and so you know they're quality people who care about how it's run, and again are really the keepers of democracy. So thanks to those election judges. We love having them, and they work really hard on that day and into the night and into sometimes the wee morning hours, and they do a great job for us. So thank those election judges. Okay, so that's it, I think, for now, other than to say that's where you can catch us on our website, on Facebook. You can give us a call. Gal, it's always great to hear from you. If you have ideas for this video blog, I'm always happy to hear about those too. So with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for clicking on State of the City. Hope to see you again next time.